that was nice. That was a very nice win from the Phillies there, taking the first game against the Washington Nationals by a score of 10-1. Absolute domination out there on the diamond. That is a nice way to start this 5-game series against the Washington Nationals, a team that is not good, a bad team in the Washington Nationals, and they showcased a little bit of why they are a bad team. That third inning all started with an error by Cesar Hernandez. And then the Phillies explode for 7 runs. And then they score 3 more the rest of the way. But man, that explosion. Kyle Schwarber with 2 bombs. Zack Wheeler goes 7 strong innings in this ball game. Only needed around like 80-something pitches. So he's nice and rested right there. Didn't have to go too deep and didn't have to use, too many pitches there. Used 2 back end of the bullpen arms really for garbage time. Michael Kelly gets his first start, and you got Jose Alvarado in the 9th inning. And Jose Alvarado had a little bit of Jose Alvarado situations in that 9th inning, but still, nothing was going to happen after a 10-1 lead. The Phillies keep it, and they get a very nice victory to start off this series. It feels very nice. It feels very, 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 very nice to get this first win, especially when you have the doubleheader tomorrow and you save a lot of your bullpen arms. Honestly, if you look at these 2 starts by Zack Wheeler and yesterday's start by Kyle Gibson, it really helps the bullpen, especially with how, gut-wrenching this series is going to be for your pitching. You're going to have Ranger Suarez in the afternoon tilt in the doubleheader, and then you're going to have Bailey Falter most likely be pitching game number 2. So game number 2 is most likely going to be a bullpen game, depending on, Ranger Suarez and how deep he can go into tomorrow's game, which would be very, nice if Ranger Suarez can go at least 5-6 innings in tomorrow's game, so you don't tax the bullpen that much for game 2. That'd be really good. But the bullpen has had, a couple of games of rest here with Kyle Gibson start yesterday, Zack Wheeler start tonight. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens the rest of this series. It's going to be fun. Definitely going to be fun. Hopefully, you get the first win, very convincing fashion. You took advantage of a lot of mistakes by a very bad team, and let's see how you can ride with it. Ride with it. Just got to, put this team in their place. Make them realize why they're a bad team. That's basically what it is. So before we get into the rest of this game, everyone, welcome back to TTP Sports. If you are looking for the latest Philadelphia sports news, recaps, and events, this is the place to be depending on the outcome, great or miserable depending on the outcome. And if you are a current viewer of the channel, I am grateful for you being here that long and looking to continue that down the road. And if you're looking for tickets to upcoming sporting events, concerts, whatever you can think of, use the code TTP Sports down below for $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek. So that could be tickets to any upcoming Phillies home game, road trip, whatever you can think of. It's a free $20 in your pocket. It avoids the fees. Use it for parking, concessions, whatever you can think of. Great deal. Don't pass up on it. Use the code TTP Sports for $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek today. So the Phillies get a very convincing win in the first game against the Washington Nationals. 5-game series, by the way, by a score of 10-1. Phillies are now 2 games above 500. They are 33-31 on the year. Zack Wheeler had a very impressive start on the mound tonight. A lot of ground balls and flyouts because the Nationals, they were just attacking early. They were just swinging aggressively early in the count, basically. So not many strikeouts for Zack Wheeler in this game, but still, that doesn't make a difference. He still was very good out there. He was still Zack Wheeler. 7 innings pitched, 4 hits allowed, 1 earned run, which was a home run by Josh Bell, basically his only mistake of the night. 3 strikeouts on 86 pitches, and the ERA for Zack Wheeler drops to 2.69, so his dominance just continues right here. Used 2 guys out of the bullpen. Michael Kelly making his first major league start out of the bullpen. Goes to full inning on 20 pitches, allows a walk, but gets out of that situation. He also hit a batter in that inning as well. Both of the walks were with 2 outs, but still got out of that situation nonetheless. And then you get Jose Alvarado in the 9th inning, strikes out 2, was clocking 102 miles an hour on the gun consistently in that inning. So that was pretty nice to see, but still, he's Jose Alvarado. And the guy, can't locate at all. There were some, showcases of that during that inning. But still, 10-1 lead. Really no concerns right there. Basically, the Phillies just exploded in this ballgame. Patrick Corbett on the mound. He was good the first couple of innings. Then the Phillies really just got to him in that top of the 3rd inning, basically. after that error by Cesar Hernandez. Really, if you think of this right here, I was thinking about this during the ball game too, because I someone brought this up on Twitter. I think it was Tyrone Johnson actually from 97.5. He was mentioning about Patrick Corbin in this game. This is when the Phillies exploded during that third inning. He was talking about how the Phillies were interested in picking up Patrick Corbin in 2019 when he was a free agent. And honestly, if you think about it, if the Phillies were to sign Patrick Corbin along with Bryce Harper in 2019, we probably wouldn't have been able to sign Zack Wheeler to a contract. So, and yeah, the Nationals won the World Series in 2019. Patrick Corbin was a huge factor into that. But the numbers that he's had since, basically, my God, have been goddamn awful. And that contract is definitely not a help. I guess those are the risks you take going to after a World Series right there. And it worked for the Nationals. It did. But hey, I would rather have Zack Wheeler over Patrick Corbin right now. And that was just something that I was thinking of a little bit right there. Still, Zack Wheeler, just absolutely amazing. Since his sluggish start to the season, which was expected because he didn't start one game of spring training at all. What he's been doing basically these past month and a half has been something special. Basically, what he's putting up Cy Young numbers at this point. Am I referencing something for later on in the year? Maybe. But man, he's been really good. Really, 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 really good. So if we go to this top of the third inning, because basically that's where everything broke out. Phillies get the first 2 outs of the inning. Probably should have been an ending, easy ground ball for Cesar Hernandez from Munoz. And he just completely botches it. I guess the ball took a bad bounce going to second base. But still, that is a play that needs to be made by Cesar Hernandez. And the inning continues from there. You got the Kyle Schwarber. 2 pitches into the at-bat. Fastball left over the heart of the plate. And Kyle Schwarber crushes it into the right field stands, making it a 2-0 Phillies lead. Rhys Hoskins then doubles down the left field line. Bryce Harper works a walk. And then Nick Castellanos gets a single, scores Rhys Hoskins, moves Bryce Harper over to third base. Then JT chops one to shortstop, hustles the play out. Harper scores, makes it 4-0. Then you get 2 runners on right there, first and second for Didi Gregorius. And Didi Gregorius, 1-1 count, gets a slider that hangs right over the middle of the plate, barely misses going out, double right to the right field wall, scores 2 runs, makes it a 7-0 ball, or 6-0 actually. And then another error by the Nationals. Alec Bohm grounds one to Josh Bell. I have no idea what the fuck he was doing on this play. I have no idea what the hell he was trying to do, throwing at the Patrick Corbin going to first base. Completely missed him. Alec Bohm safe at first. Didi Gregorius scores from second base. Becomes a 7-0 Phillies lead. There's got to be a lot of unearned runs in that inning for Patrick Corbin. That's definitely not going to, appease the manager right there. Then you go to the top of the fourth. Kyle Schwarber leads off that inning. Another bomb. Hanging slider to the right field stands. It was just a laser from Kyle Schwarber. Bryce Harper then singles. Nick Castellanos doubles to left center field. Scores Bryce Harper. Makes it a 9-0 ball game. Josh Bell does homer in the bottom of the fourth, but that's basically when the game was basically over at that point. Offense went a little quiet from there. Then you go to the bottom of the eighth. Bullpen basically out the entire time for the Nationals at this point. Munoz leads off that inning. He goes deep, makes it 10-1. And then that's basically the rest of the ball game there. Phillies just played solid overall. Zack Wheeler was getting quick outs, quick innings. Honestly, very enjoyable ball game. Not stressful whatsoever. And that is very nice. It's always very nice when you don't have a stressful ball game. So if we go to the lineup today, Kyle Schwarber, 2 for 4 on the day. He continues his very strong month of June. He has 7 home runs this month. And I believe he is tied for the National League lead in home runs with 18. I believe he is tied with the National League lead in home runs. So yeah, Kyle Schwarber has been very hot this month. Rhys Hoskins goes 1 for 4. Bryce Harper goes 1 for 2 with 2 runs scored. Nick Castellanos goes 2 for 3, 2 RBIs, 1 walk. Huge day for Castellanos. He definitely needed that. JT goes 1 for 4. Didi goes 1 for 3 with 2 RBI. Alec Bohm goes 1 for 5. Matt Vierling goes 1 for 5. And Munoz goes 1 for 4 with the solo shot later on in the ball game. Phillies 3 for 7 runners in scoring position. And like I said, the rest of the pitchers just basically solid the rest of the way. That's all you got to do there. I see the comment right here from KC. Are the Nationals even trying anymore? No, honestly, it doesn't look like they are. It does not look like they are at all. And yes, tied with Pete Alonso and Austin Riley. Yeah, Kyle Schwarber has been on an absolute tear. My goodness. And I think the Nationals, they have the worst run differential in the entire league, I believe. I believe their run differential coming into this game had to have been like a minus 100 or something like that. I got to look at that again because I'm just like, what? Like, how is it that bad for your run? I need to see this. I really need to see this. Washington National. Oh my God, minus 111. Oh my goodness. Your run differential is that bad? Jeez. Well, I know the Braves over this past week when they played the Nationals, they pounded them a little bit. I got to see their schedule against the Braves this week because I know the Braves scored a lot of runs against them this weekend. Let's see. The first game they lost 9-5 against the Braves, lost 10-4 to the Braves. The second game and lost, is that 8-2 or 6-2? 8-2. 8-2. So yeah, they allowed at least 8 runs a game in that series against the Braves. So yeah, that probably explains it. Definitely explains it a lot. Their pitching isn't good. Pitching isn't good at all. Their offense, decent, I guess. But their pitching is goddamn terrible. My goodness. My goodness. Channel name exactly did what we had to do tonight. Take advantage of this series. Scott says score early and often for the next 4 games and keep the Nats in their place. Exactly. I know you weren't around in the 1961, but the 1961 Phillies showed more life than this Nationals team. Oh, God. I definitely wasn't around then. Not even close. Not even close to being around at that point. Not even close. Nationals last in the league in ERA with a 5.46. Woof. Jeez. Scott says, believe that Corbin threw about 50 pitches in the 3rd inning. What was his manager thinking? Almost felt sorry for him. Yeah, I don't know why he kept him out there that long. I honestly don't know why he was left out there for that long period of time. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you at all. The Nationals could win 10 games in a row, go 11-0, and still not be a positive run differential. That is something. That is definitely something. I feel like the Phillies, like they're 2 games above 500. And what is the Phillies run differential? I know the Phillies run differential is like really good. The Phillies are 2 games above 500. Their run differential is plus 38. The Braves run differential plus 44. Mets run differential plus 62. The Braves are on a 14-game winning streak. God damn. The Braves just don't stop winning. I don't even think the Braves played today either. Jeez. And the Braves are even catching the ground on the Mets. Jeez. That's what a 14-game winning streak does for you. Braves, they're 4 games back of the Mets. Phillies, they're 8 games back of the Mets, 4 behind the Braves. I go to the wild card. And this is just crazy at this point. I look at the wild card standings. The Dodgers are now the first wild card spot. I believe the Padres took over first in the NL West. Braves hold the second wild card spot. The Giants hold the third. They're a game ahead of the Brewers. And the Phillies are 3 games out of that the third wild card spot. So the Phillies are making some race right there. And there's some separation between the Phillies and the teams that are below them. Phillies are 2.5 above the Diamondbacks and the Marlins. Definitely winning that series against Miami helps that. They are 6 ahead of the Rockies, and then you go basically to the bottom of the bunch right there. So that explains it. So yeah, Phillies are in that race, so that's really nice to see. I want to see the Phillies record versus their division actually right now. So if I look at the first division, I don't even know what that means. MLB versus division standings. I don't know what that means. Here we go. So if I look at the Phillies record, because I'm just interested in certain things. Phillies versus the NL East, they're 9-15. Well, that's guaranteed because they played a lot of games against the Mets and they lost a lot of games against the Mets. They are 4-2 against the Central, and they are 13-10 against the West. That's very intriguing, actually. Mets West have a lot of good teams, and the Phillies are 13-10 against them. Interleague play, they're 7-4. That's interesting. Definitely interesting right there. Phillies versus left-handed pitchers this year, left-handed starters, they're 13-8. They placed a lot of lefties this year, and they're winning those games. It's really good. It's actually really good, actually. But still, get a good win here. Got a good win. Rattle says Nationals have one of the worst starting rotations. Yeah, basically, they do. They have one of the worst starting. I want to see their rotation actually, just overall. If I go to the Nationals, can I see specifically their rotation? Their pitching rotation. I want to see that. Pitching rotation, pitching rotation, pitching rotation. Can I see their stats? I cannot see their stats right here. Stats, actually. Pitching. Okay, here we go. If I go to their starting rotation, games start. Okay, so Patrick Corbin this year, where's his ERA at? Can I see expanded here? Can I see something expanded here? Would that be very nice to see if you gave me like a couple of more stats right here? ESPN. Are they just not going to give me the? There we go. That helps. So Patrick Corbin let me see if I can get this out. Here we go. Patrick Corbin in 14 games this year has a 6.59 ERA. I'm not sure if that's counting tonight's game. Is that going to count tonight's game? Let me see. Patrick Corbin after tonight. Yeah, still 6.59. Okay. Eric Feedy, I guess that's how you pronounce his name. 13 games started this year. 4.88 ERA. Josiah Gray, 12 games started this year. 4.33 ERA. Joan Adon, 12 games started this year, 6.95 ERA. Aaron Sanchez, 7 games started this year, 8.33 ERA. Holy shit. Strasburg started 1 game. Jeez. Their team ERA is 5.5. Jesus Christ. That's bad. That's bad. Nationals have one of the worst rotations and run differentials in the league. Also, they have 2 players with an OPS of 800 or higher. How did this team fall so fast after being World Series champions? That's what injuries do to you. Steven Strasburg has been injured for so long. He didn't play at all during the COVID-shortened season, and I think he barely played last year. He's only had 1 start this year, and that was recently. So that involves into it. What else? Anthony Rendon left in free agency. They traded Strasburg, traded Trey Turner. Basically, Juan Soto is the only guy left, basically, barely from that World Series team, I would say. Is he? Is Juan Soto really the only guy left from their World Series team? I would have to assume that, maybe. Not even sure at this point. I don't even know. I don't even know. That's weird. That's a weird thing to think of. It's basically crazy, as you said. How did that team fall so fast? Do you think Soto will get a big contract and stay with the Nationals? I know they offered him a huge contract and he turned it down. It had to have been over like 400, like over 400 mil or something like that, I believe. I need to look this up. Let me see. Juan Soto contract offer. I remember seeing something like that they offered him like a huge contract and he turned it down. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Juan Soto reportedly rejects Nationals' $350 million offer. So I know the Nationals, they like to do a lot of because they try to do it with Harper. They try to do a lot of back pay or something like that on the end stages of the contract. But yeah, it looks like one. Okay. Oh, here we go. Roja. Okay. The $350 million offer would obliterate the current contract record for a player with 3 to 4 years of service time. They offered him 13 years, $350 million. Wow. And you turn it down. He turned it down. He's projected to make roughly $16 million through arbitration after this year. Who knows? It's definitely going to be questionable. What they do. Does he stay in Washington? He won the World Series there. Is he committed to staying there with, the rebuild that they're doing? And we know rebuilds in Major League Baseball, they take forever. They're most likely going to be trading Josh Bell, I would assume, with the season that he's having this year, because he's been really good. I would assume Josh Bell would be a trade piece at the deadline this year. Would Juan Soto be willing to stay, honestly? How many more years do they have left of his control? That's what I want to see. Like, how many more years would he be until he's actually a free agent? So, okay. he'll go into stage 3 arbitration next year, then stage 4 arbitration in 2024, and then he can become a UFA in year 2025. So they still have control over him for the next 2 seasons after this. So he's going to be a national for a little bit. When he's 26, that's when he can become a free agent. So who knows? They're going to have a lot of time to discuss a contract in that point. Are they going to be willing to go over? Who knows? Yeah, they didn't keep Bryce, but they won the World Series not keeping Bryce Harper. Even that has nothing to do with Bryce Harper, but still, I guess that's a willing sacrifice that they made, I guess. Please tell me that Adon tomorrow is not going to turn into Cy Young. Channel name loves Soto, one of the most fun players in the league. Yeah, definitely. I would love to see a Juan Soto on the Phillies, honestly, but that's not going to happen. And I have the NBA Finals on right in front of me, Game 6, and I think they're in the third quarter right now. And Golden State is beating Boston 72-50. Stephen Curry has 21 points. Can Golden State hold it up and win another NBA title? We'll definitely see later tonight. Definitely see that. But yeah, overall, it's a really nice game. Nice game overall today by the Phillies. And honestly, let me bring back the pitching performances or the pitchers in general so I can see who starts tomorrow specifically. So I know it's Ranger Suarez in the game 1. And I know it's Bailey Falter in game 2, but who's going to be starting for the Nationals in those 2 games most likely? So we go for tomorrow's game. Okay. We're going to have Bailey Falter starting the first game, it looks like right here. Bailey Falter in game 1, Adon in game 2, and then Ranger Suarez in game 2, and then Espino in game 2. That's what it looks like. Let's see his stats this year. These are the last 7 days for him. Oh, here we go. So, am I reading that? For some reason, I saw that Ranger Suarez was going to be pitching game 1, unless I'm wrong about that. Let me go to Jim Salisbury, see what he said. I remember him saying something about the doubleheader today. Yeah, he said, okay, Ranger Suarez is pitching game 1, and then Bailey Falter is pitching game 2. I guess ESPN just has it wrong. So Ranger Suarez is going to go up against Adon, and then the bullpen game for both teams is going to be tomorrow. Adon's 1-10 with a 6.95 ERA. God damn. If I look at his previous starts, his last start against the Miami Marlins, he went 3 innings and allowed 8 runs. Cincinnati Reds, he went 5 1/3, allowed 3 runs. Colorado, okay, he allowed 2 unearned runs. Dodgers allowed 6 runs. Holy shit. Win tomorrow. Win the first game tomorrow. God damn. Jeez. But I think that is where I'm going to call it there, everyone. Definitely a very enjoyable first game of this Phillies, series against the Nationals. Got to keep taking advantage of it, though. You got a doubleheader tomorrow. Ranger Suarez is going to be game 1. Bailey Falter is going to be game 2. The Nationals, they've proved that they're not a good team. They don't have good pitching. They don't have good defense. All you got to do is score runs and just put them in their place. Hopefully, honestly, do we demand a sweep of the doubleheader? We should, because of how bad the Nationals are, but we know the Phillies, record in doubleheaders, they barely sweep them. So right now, focus on game 1 of the doubleheader tomorrow with Ranger Suarez on the bump. Win that game, and then focus on game 2. And then you got the rest of the series, basically underway from there. Going to have Aaron Nola, Zack Eflin as well in this series. So going to have some, good chances to win a lot of games in this series. So take advantage of it. Huge series right here to take advantage of. So if you are, if you tuned to this stream late or didn't tune into it at all, definitely leave a comment in the comment section down below. I'd like to see that as always. If you are looking for all the latest Philadelphia sports news, recaps, and events and everything down in the description below, definitely check those out. BrodesMedia, the Painted Lines, everything like that. Don't forget to check that stuff out. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to use the code TTPSPORTS, $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek, everyone. And I will see you next time.